Just really proud of our girls. When you go into a season and you're picked last, sometimes those expectations seep in, and you wonder if your kids really understand what it's going to take not to be 12th. And we had a very brutal non-conference schedule. Most of it was to pay for our locker room. So I put these young kids in a tough situation to begin with, and the losses started mounting up. Then we go into conference play and we lose some games that maybe we should win. But the resilience and the perseverance of this team, they never stopped believing. And we knew what we had if we could ever figure out how to get them to play together and to play for each other. And about a month ago, the culture totally changed in this program. We started practicing harder. We started having more attention to detail. And a lot of that goes to some factors. One, my coaching staff is second to none with scout. Just unbelievable attention to detail. Tonight was no different. We only gave up 1-3 in the first half, and that was because of some defensive changes that our staff made. We also have a squad that's been coming to practice. And they are, some of our male managers. And the work that they've done with our basketball team in the past month has made all the difference in the world. And I can't thank them enough for giving up their time and their energy and their effort. Some of them get beat up. Some of them, need stitches and things like that. But just an unbelievable bunch of guys that are selfless and are for the girls. And it's just not only has it made practice better, it's lightened up the atmosphere in practice too because of their personalities. So just a lot of thanks to my staff, a lot of thanks to the squad, and much appreciation to my players for never giving up and never giving in.
You got a stat line 40 minutes from Janika. We have talked so much over the last 2 or 3 weeks of just her continued and metered rise, and she really stepped to the occasion tonight, especially after Macy got fouled out. When she's stepping up and Lex steps up with 4 threes, you guys have been able to contend with anybody in the conference.
Yeah, and that's what we've said all along. If we can get 4 people in double figures, then we're going to be right there because defensively we play pretty well. I thought every time they made a run, Lex hit a huge shot. I thought Alexis probably played the best game of the year. She kept balls alive. She helped us handle the ball. When we were in foul trouble, she made 2 or 3 great defensive plays. Just a big game for her. But Janika has arrived. The Janika that I know she's been all along has arrived. And the player that I know that she is the one that rejected the screen, went baseline, jumped up over 2 kids, and finished that shot to put us up 4. I've wanted her to get to the point where she's willing to be the hero or the GOAT because sometimes I don't think she's wanted to do that. But the ego and the swag that she's playing with right now, she wants to take that shot. And I'm not sure there's another player on the team right now that I'd rather have the ball in their hands when the game's on the line because she has proven in this past month that not only can she take big shots, but she can make them.
You talk about a big shot that she hit to finish with. Michaela Manley, of all people, hits a big shot to start it. And then you had to use her as fouls started thinning your team out a little bit. I know you've said a lot about her, but when she hits that 3 for you guys to go on the 10-2 run and never lose the lead, how does that change your team's effort?
Well, it just, made my heart happy when that shot went in. I had said before the game, I hope she can make a 3. If she could make 2 or 3, that'd be awesome. But when she made that shot, just the look on her face to know that she'll have that memory meant the world to me. And for us to be able to get this win for her on senior night, this is something she'll never forget. And she played a big part in this. Like you said, she made that shot, but she also played several critical minutes and may not have scored, but she played great defense. She got a big rebound, offensive rebound at one point that kept a possession alive for us. But you want kids like that to succeed because there is no better kid than Michaela Manley. She is an amazing ambassador for Murray State. She's an amazing ambassador for Murray State women's basketball. And if we can continue to recruit and have those type of kids in our program, we're going to be successful.
Did your team know its OVC fate before the game?
They did. I didn't tell them the whole truth. I made them feel like that we had to win to get in because I don't know how many of them actually could figure all that out because it's taken me all week to kind of figure it out. Brian helped me out a little bit. But I knew if we won, we were in 6th. I thought if we lost, we were in 7th. But I also didn't want to go in the tournament losing 2 in a row. So, you know, and sometimes I feel like our kids sometimes thrive under pressure. So I basically said, we win, we're in. If we don't, we don't know. And so that wasn't the total truth. But I wanted them to play with a sense of urgency, and I felt like the first half we just played great. Third quarter, first 2 possessions, awful. Then we answer their run, and I'm thinking, okay, here we go. We're growing up a little bit, and then the fourth quarter happens, and we start throwing the ball over creation. If we can ever figure that out, and we will, then we are going to be able to get a lead and sustain it. I think that you'll see this team just get better. That's something that we're going to have to work on and we're going to have to be prepared for. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we're going to have UT Martin. They're going to press us once we get to Evansville. We know this. We've got to be able to take care of the basketball.
You finished 7-3 down the stretch, and the first 6 all but put you in the tournament coming into this weekend. How much confidence do you have in your team going into Evansville next week?
Well, I told them I thought if we could get there, we could win it. And I normally don't say things I don't mean. I mean, I really do believe this team can go toe-to-toe with anyone when we do the things that we're capable of doing, when we locked in defensively, when we rebound the basketball, when we score efficiently. And if we can go to Evansville and get 4 or 5 kids in double figures, attention to detail, take care of the basketball, then I think we'll have a shot. But one thing that our players are all year long, all we talked about was proving people wrong. I mean, when somebody puts you last, you have to have a chip on your shoulder. And our players have kind of had that all year. Our coaching staff's kind of had that all year. And I don't blame anybody for putting us last because I would have voted us last as well. But I think that fueled the fire a little bit, and it allowed us to really push them and really challenge them, and our kids really stepped up to the challenge. So we're very proud to finish 6th, but we're not finished yet.